Hey everyone, today we're going to do a quick walkthrough of the interior of our 2021 Forest River Sunseeker. So I'll start having you go in. So starting down here at the bottom, as you walk through the entryway, you'll see the control panels over here on your left. So the first thing is this is your main battery source. So right now we have it in the on position just because it's hot out and we have the generator going and everything else. But sometimes when you first walk in, this will be positioned to the off. You'll just turn the switch. You can see here it has a battery and that'll be the on. Next two things are your two toggle switches. These are for your exterior lighting. Out here, one's the tube lighting for the awning, and the second is for just the entryway light. Down here, this extend and retract button, this is for your awning. So it is a powered awning. All you're doing is holding down the extend button and it'll come out, and holding down the retract and it'll come back in. Just a little entry light, so at nighttime whenever you're getting up, you can see where you're stepping. This unit is equipped with the auto leveling system, the jacks underneath. Most campsites are pretty level as it is, so it's not always something that you have to use. But if you do get out to the ones that are a little bit more slanted, you might find yourself needing to adjust the level of the vehicle, whether it's because the shower isn't draining properly, doors aren't staying shut, different reasons why you want to have it level. All it is, very simple. Press the power button, it'll say ready, the jacks are up, and literally, position we are right now are showing you that our right and rear are in an unlevel position, and if I press this auto level button, the jacks will come down and level out the vehicle for us. When it's time to pack up and move, all you're doing is pressing the retract button and they come right back up. All right, to the right side of the auto leveling jack system, you have the onboard solar. So there are some solar panels up on the roof, and what that's doing is coming down and helping charge your battery. The solar panels are connected, so that way if you end up leaving your lights on or something while you're out for the day hiking, keeping your batteries nice and charged, not coming back to a dead unit. Underneath the second step is the batteries for the vehicle. So a couple things with RVs, if you aren't familiar, the lights, the slides, there's several aspects of this vehicle that run solely off of the 12-volt batteries. You do not have to have the generator on for the lights to come on. You do not have to have the generator or plugged into electric for the slides, the extensions, as other people know them as, to go in and out. Okay, so the batteries are underneath here. There's an indicator in the back showing you your battery levels. I'll get to that when we get a little bit further in there. We'll step on in. So we'll start with the front. You have your main queen over the cab. Bed up here. This just pops into place. Stairs. Tuck securely in. Those just hang on. Kids like to be able to climb up the stairs. Usually we keep this open so that way whoever's sitting in the passenger seat has an easy access in and out to the back if they need to go to the bathroom or make some food on the way. You have a secondary radio in the vehicle. So this is good if you are at your campsite and everybody's sitting outside, you want to have some music playing, pick your station. You can also Bluetooth or USB connection here. And then you have 3 sets of speakers located throughout the vehicle and outside, and you can choose which speaker you want that radio going on to. Cabinet to the side of it, that's just where we keep our TV remotes. TV in the main dining or main living area, very nice. It flips up so you have some additional storage back behind it. Easy access if you want to plug in a DVD player or a PlayStation or anything along those lines. Really nice wireless phone charger. All it is literally setting your phone on top of it and it'll start charging. Really cool little feature. You also have an extension of your countertop if you need it. Kitchen's pretty simple. This layout's been around in the RV community for a long time. Trash can opens up right here, drop things in. You have your double bowl sink. Stove. So one thing I'll point out, just because we get a lot of questions during our rentals, works very similar to your propane grill out in your backyard whenever you're grilling. What you want to do is you see the indicators for which burner it is, turn those burners to high or just whatever it is, whatever level you want them at, and then turn the igniter. Come on. I had a previous renter have it on, turn this, and then tried to turn it again thinking that's what made it go off. No, you actually have to kill the power or kill the propane going to that burner to go off. Let I stop, fold it back down. Microwave down below, it is a convection microwave, so you can use it as an oven. One thing with RVs to be conscious of is the microwaves draw a lot of power. So it's usually a good idea to possibly turn the AC off or a couple other things while you're trying to use that, just so you don't trip a breaker, blow a fuse, anything along those lines. So use the microwave, turn off the AC, or make sure you have a few lights and everything else off too, just for that extra power draw. Refrigerator, really nice clip here. Keep you contained. Move back up to the front. We do have power reclining seats. Each is equipped with a seat belt. They don't lay totally flat. They come down pretty well for if you need some extra sleeping space. All right, moving on over to your convenience center. So this is the main hub of everything working in the vehicle. Up here at the top, you have your indicators of showing your tanks, battery, and propane levels. So right now I have the generator on, but I'll go through some of these markers. So first one, the LPG, that is your propane. If you just hold it down, the indicator light, you can see that it is full. Your battery, you can see your battery's full. Freshwater tank, it's empty right now. Your freshwater tank is if you are going what they call dry camping. So you're not going to be connected to a city water supply or any type of water source at an actual campsite. You're going to have fresh water that you put into the vehicle before you leave. Usually it's about 25, 30 gallons, just enough to get you a shower or two while you're out for a few days before you need to refill. Your black tank, right now it's empty. Black is your toilet. Gray up above, also empty. Gray is your shower and your sink. Okay, so those two go into one tank. Toilet goes into the black tank. They both come out of the same valve on the outside, which I'll get to a little bit later on. All right, so moving on from the indicator lights over here, I'm gonna go ahead and show you the generator before I move down to some other lights here, toggle switches. So I have the generator on right now just because it's warm and we were out here cleaning it, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. Okay, for the generator, I'm gonna start it back up here in a minute, but one thing, you can see here it's labeled stop and prime. You do need to prime your generator. Basically, it's getting fuel into the lines to get it ready to start, help the choke along. So you wanna hold it down for usually about 45 seconds to a minute from a cold start. So I've had it running for about the past hour. I'm not gonna have to hold it down that long. I'll do about 30 seconds and then I'll start it. And you want, whenever you go to start it, you're going to want to hold it down until the unit kicks on. So that could be 3 seconds, that could be 15 seconds. Just depends on how long it's been since it's been started and how long you had primed it for. After about 10 to 15 seconds of the generator being on, the AC units will ignite and start cooling down your unit. These toggle switches here, these are just lights for the living room and kitchen area. The Arctic is actually for the tank heaters at the bottom of the black, gray, and fresh tanks. So if you're in a cold environment, you can turn that on. Makes it so your tanks won't freeze. Your water pump. So I talked about the fresh water tank, about if you were dry camping. So when you have a city water supply, you have pressure coming in from that water, from that city water supply. When you're using it straight from a holding tank, you need to be able to pump that water up to your the shower, sink, all the above. So you do need to engage the water pump to get that water flowing. The second thing, the water heater. Water heater is either electric or gas. So while the generator's running, you can flip that over to electric. If for whatever reason you didn't want to have the generator running, you could switch it over to propane and heat up your water heater using the propane. Slide in and out. This is for this main slide of the U-shaped dining and the recliners. Right now I already have it out. You can see it creates a lot more space, but if we bring it in, you got about 18 inches to 2 feet of walkway with it in. That's really it. Driver side, rear light. Nothing new. That's just a light for the outside. Nothing you need to really mess with. This unit also has the U-shaped dining set. Makes it into another bed. Very simple. All you have to do, this table does swivel, so if you have people getting in and out, make it easier. But there's a little latch right underneath here to unscrew. The top comes off. This post also comes out. This will lay down right here in the notch when you move the mattresses if you do an extra bed. Back to the power control system, there's really not a whole lot you have to do with this. It's really just showing you if there's any faults with the system, or if you need to separate how the power is distributed. You can scroll through here and see the different sensors, I guess, of what is getting powered right now. There's nothing really need to do with that. Just something I wanted to show you. Shower. Sunroof gives a little bit extra headroom. One thing to keep in mind, we talked about leveling jacks earlier. If you start noticing the shower's not draining properly, it's probably because you're not leveled out at your site. One thing that my wife was, when we looked at this unit, she wasn't a big fan of, was the shower being in the middle of the living space. You actually just close this door. There's a little magnet down on the bottom that holds it in, gives you a little bit more privacy to take a shower, and also back here in the back. Bathroom over on the side. Nothing too fancy, but yeah, you do have some extra fan and light in here for extra space. Back in the back, you have your slide for back here. Where it goes back out. Right now it's already out. You can retract it in, hold the button, but I'm not going to do it because that's where we are right now. One thing for this unit, it is a little bit different setup that I've never had in previous RVs. For the slides to actually operate, you have to have the vehicle, the parking brake engaged, and the ignition has to be turned. It doesn't have to be on, but the ignition has to be turned. Kind of a strange setup, nothing I was used to before, but it's something I found out to get the slides to actually go in and retract. The unit does have two AC units, 2 dual zone. Back here is your thermostat, and you can scroll through and see the different zones and change the temperatures on those as well. All right, so we're going to go through just an exterior overview of the 2021 Forest River Sunseeker. We'll start off just to the left of the entryway door is your outside entertainment unit. So this door folds up. There are clips on most of the doors for the storage that do fold up to help lock it into place. So your TV on the outside, really nice for tailgating, different events if you want to, watch a UFC fight or something while you're still out camping on the weekend. Very nice to have. One thing about this, the inside video I showed you the trash can. The only way to access the trash can is by pulling out this TV and removing the trash can out through this latch. Moving on down, most of these are just empty storage compartments. Some might have a few camping supplies, but ample storage space all around. You do have your propane line right here. Indicator light or indicator showing how full or empty your propane system is. A couple plug-ins on the outside. Exhaust from the microwave, and over here is for your freshwater tank. So I talked about dry camping. You would fill your garden or put your garden hose in here and fill this tank before you're going out to an area where you were not going to be connected to a city water supply. More storage underneath. This main storage in the back does pass all the way through. Very deep system. Really nice to be able to extend all the way down through. It's a very deep well storage area. Around to the other side. You have your ladder going up. This one does have a trailer hitch. I have taken it off just because it was cutting up our driveway, but most of them do have trailer hitches attached for bike racks or if you were to tow a vehicle behind you. Continuation of that storage from the other side. Getting over here is where your main hookups are for your system. So unit, as you can see from the power supply, it is a 30 amp electrical unit. Had several people say campsites only offer 50 amp. That's not true, and you do not want to plug into a 50 amp. You will end up frying your converter and your system will be down. It tells you right here the connection is only for a certain amount of amperage and certain amount of volts. Exceeding that could result in some issues. So your power supply connects right into here. Twist that on, plug it into whatever site you're at, the electrical that they have there to use. Down here, coming down here, you have your city water connection. Literally all it is taking that garden hose and connecting it from that spigot at your campsite right into here. The city water does have a pressurized water source, so you do not need to use the water pump whenever you are connected to city water. This other one next to it that you can see here, do not use this one outside of that because this is actually just for flushing out your black tank after use. So previously I've had people fill the water up in this, and then water started overflowing inside because they had already filled those tanks up without releasing it. You have your black and gray valves down here at the bottom along with your outlet. This just twists right off, and you would connect your sewer hose, these alligator clips, and screw it on. I always tell people that when they're at their campsite, leave the black valve open. That's for your toilet, but keep the gray closed. When your gray line from your shower and sink is full, close your black, open up your gray, and that will help wash that sewer line out. There's also a separate wand out here if you need to wash your feet off, dogs off after a day out at the river. Regular unleaded gas. And then a couple extra storage compartments down at the bottom, as well as the generator up front. All right, so this area down here is for your main connections. So your power, sewer, and water. So we'll start off with the electric. So it is a 30 amp system. Your power cord connects right up here to the top. All you're doing is taking this in, putting it in, and screwing down the gray connector piece until it's tight. This end will go into your power supply. It's not a bad idea to have a surge protector attached to the end of it to put into the actual unit to make sure there's not an open ground or any type of faulty wiring at the location that you're at. Moving on over, we'll go to our city water connection. Literally all it is taking your garden hose, connecting it in, and then connecting this end to the water spigot or your water source at your campsite. Also down here you have your sewer system. So you have your valve here for your black tank, and you have the valve here for your gray tank. They do come out at the same outlet down here at the bottom that has this cap on it. I'm gonna go ahead and undo the cap just by twisting counterclockwise. And then I'm also unscrewing this breech hold down here at the bottom that allows for you to keep this shut and run the tube underneath the bottom. So the same clips that were on the cap, all you're doing is putting it on, now turning it clockwise to lock into position. Now, the other end of the sewer, most sites will have the sewer outlet pipe, maybe 15-20 feet away from where your RV is actually parked in the ground, and you just place this in straight into the bottom. And that's it for your connections. All right, hope you guys enjoyed going over our 2021 Forest River Sunseeker, the interior and exterior. Thanks for watching. If you have comments, please leave them, likes, all the above.